Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Hearthstone. So we need to play as the Druid or Rogue, whichever one has the most battle cries. So Druid Standard has Charge, 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 Battle Cry, Battle Cry, Battle Cry, Battle Cry, Charge, Battle Cry, Battle Cry, and then seems like a decent amount on Druid. Let's look at Rogue. I bet the Rogue doesn't have that many battle cries. Battle Cry, Battle Cry, Battle Cry, Battle Cry, Battle Cry, Taunt, Death Rattle. Well, let's start with Rogue then. Standard Rogue has a pirate deck, so that. Let's see, where are you? There you are. Start playing. As I was wrapping up last recording, I was thinking to myself, man, do I sound tired. Just a little unenergetic, tired, and it's frankly the truth. I just woke up, as you can see, it's noon.
Tremble before the might of the elves.
That is one of the elements that I still need to keep in mind is I can't, as much as I would like to just be a night owl, too many things happen during the day. The content ID stuff needs to happen at a certain time also, so I'm just gonna take all these cards, I guess. So that comments, I want to get back to the comments as fast as possible, even though that's really not going to be that fast anyways. We can start with this one. And then end the turn. I wonder if the new expansion, One Night in Gadgets, is going to give a lot of coins, because they are gangs and they are going to be after money and power. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see 3 or 4 cards specifically built around the concept of gaining coins.
What you got?
I need to hurry here though, because as soon as they play the explosive trap, which they're almost certainly going to play, I'm going to lose these characters. Let's see. This.
Here we go.
I'm gonna hit this. In the turn. So, BlizzardCon is still going on. BlizzCon. Diablo 3 is getting several things added to it. First of all, it's getting challenge rifts, which are basically what they do is they take a random player. I assume a random player. Probably not, actually. They take a player's run through a rift, which, when I was, if I'm recalling correctly, when I was playing Diablo 3
Here
on Xbox
we go.
360, they didn't even have rift. So I think that was a full new thing that's been added. I think a lot of things have probably been added since I last played. And they take somebody's run in the challenge rifts. They see what equipment they have and how long it took them, and then they make that rift run a challenge rift where everybody else takes it. Now they're keeping the player anonymous, so only the person who actually has done that run before would be able to identify their own run. So there's no privacy concern, but they're trying to put some life into Diablo 3, which frankly I didn't feel like there was a lot of life in Diablo 3. I don't even think I'd be. The problem with Diablo 3 is it's just we're not in the same time that Diablo 1 made sense. Diablo 1 made sense when you didn't have online games, when you didn't have that many games. In general, there's
Here we go.
just less games to play. Like, I was probably playing Diablo 1 at the same time I was playing Dungeon Keeper or something else, and those may have not overlapped at all. Those games might have been very separate. This is real. It really was an age. If you were going to get any computer games, you probably were only going to get 2 or 3 every Christmas, and then you just had to live with it for a year. And at that level, it makes sense.
Want a deal? Want a deal?
It really starts to make sense at that level to have a game like Diablo, where you're just clicking the mouse like crazy, collecting ever-increasing variants. It's kind of like Borderlands, but it's missing all of the things that Borderlands improved upon on that element. And it doesn't really have that level of fun. And its top-down animations are pretty limited. And as much as they've tried to improve that from the Diablo 1 to Diablo 3, they really haven't. I just don't think that style of game works. That's just kind of what it gets down to.
It's a deal.
Here we go.
So I'm thinking maybe get Diablo 3. I'm thinking maybe get all the Blizzard games at some point, but I don't know. I don't have the time for it. I don't really want to play that style of game. Why play Diablo 3 instead of go play Borderlands, which is something I actually do want to go play, and has a final story that's more reasonable to get to. It's just
Here we go.
It's just I don't think
It's a deal.
I want that. I just don't think I want that in my life. It's strange, and if I was, I guess, more of a video game critic, then I would try to force myself into the game, but I don't think it would be a fun experience for anybody. I'd probably just immediately start slagging it off and just be bored of it. I can't. There's no going home on a lot of these games too. There's no going back.
Watch your back.
As far as that, it's the same thing with Skyrim too. Even though I am going through it, it's not the same experience as it was 5 years ago. The games just don't stand up to it, and we're gonna see that probably in a crazy amount, because one of the other things they're adding to Diablo 3 is all of Diablo 1. So it's just gonna be, as best as I can figure, a portal that is gonna just take you to a remaster of all of Diablo 1 in Diablo 3. Now the weirdness there is then they're gonna eventually, like in 4 or 5 years, probably want to see, do I want a minion or a spell? Let's go ahead and get a spell. They're probably going to end up Death Rattle card, deal 5 damage to an undamaged character, destroy an enemy. I'll hold on to this one.
A tango?
So yeah, going back and playing Diablo 1. In Diablo 3, again, I'm not sure how well that's going to play, because people that want to play Diablo 1 could probably just play Diablo 1. I think it would be incredibly difficult to get it to run on Windows 10. So making it in Diablo 3 kind of just adds a little bit of graphics and changes how it looks, which then again is probably not what people nostalgic for that game want. And then the third thing they're adding is a Necromancer expansion. Now they're saying it's sold separately, but it is a character class DLC of the game, which doesn't make the most amount of sense, really.
Here we go.
Because it can't do both. It really can't. I guess I'll do this and this.
Job's done.
And then end the turn. The thing with the Necromancer expansion is storyline is it's slightly weird, but not in crazy weird, because Diablo was adding more and more classes. Like you had the witch doctor that was just a witch doctor from a faraway land, and you had sorcerers and bad magics.
Join
so
the pack.
Adding a necromancer to it only just kind of expands the story a little bit. In this world of Diablo, it seems like everybody exists. Just going to kill this guy.
Here we go.
So that's not the crazy part. The crazy part, though, is his ability is to summon skeletons to fight for him, as it looks like. And so you're literally going to have skeletons fighting skeletons. It's going to be a nightmare on the way on trying to keep things straight in your head as you watch the fights go on. So skeleton versus skeleton action with a slight different hue going on is
X marks the spot.
let's see, deal 4 damage instead, and this
Blood and plunder.
and this.
Here we go.
Job's done.
There we go. And see, that was, I would say, talking about Diablo 3, that was probably a third of everything I had to talk about here. I took up a third of the board. And that's not even that much to talk about as far as Diablo 3. This is probably a great example of how my channel is falling behind and how I'm dropping the ball, and I just don't have enough time to do all the things I would ambitiously want to do, and I probably am exaggerating to call myself that ambitious even. Ideally, a proper retrospective would be play all of Diablo 1, play all of Diablo 2, play all of Diablo 3, including this new expansion, and then play Torchwood, and then, Torchlight. Torchwood is the Doctor Who TV show. Play Torchlight, and then play Torchlight 2, which I think there's a Torchlight 2, yeah, and then I think Torchlight 3 is somewhat in the process. And I just don't think that's ever going to happen, particularly since it's not a Steam game. Since it's this Battle.net stuff, it's Blizzard. There's less reason that I want to cover it. There's less reason I want to own it. In fact, I probably have a copy of Diablo somewhere in my garage that I wonder if I could go find that copy and somehow associate it with my Battle.net account and get.
Here we
But
go.
that would just be Diablo 1, and I think Battle.net starts at Diablo 3. And the only copy of that I ever had was the 360 copy, so that's highly unlikely they would allow that to transfer over. So I would just have to buy it all. It's also kind of the same issue with Warcraft. It's like, ideally, in a world where I had infinite amount of time, I'd like to be able to play World of Warcraft a little bit. It's not particularly my style of game, but it would be nice to try and do that. I'm gonna kill this guy
Here we
so I
go.
keep this guy alive. That's so I suspect as time continues to move forward and as I'm trying to struggle through getting through games, if I started covering a lot of the smaller independent games, maybe I could churn them out a little bit faster too. I've done the exact opposite by going to Skyrim, so we'll have to just see. And even things like Regency Solitaire turned around and ended up being a lot longer than I thought that it was going to be. I'm not going to attack there. Let's see. So, I'd already talked about the Hearthstone expansion, Mean Streets of Gadgetstan. I'll see if I can find their blog on Hearthstone and see if I can do a video of it faster on it. That would be nice. I'd like to get more coverage there. I'd like to for things to work out a little bit better. I'm gonna just end the turn there. So more views on that, particularly with the end screen, might work very nicely. I still also have some more work. I have about 500 of my very original videos to try and
Sail the slimy deeps.
let's see. What do I want to do here? Do I want to attack or just leave it alone? I think I'm just gonna leave it alone. Yeah, what was I talking about? And I am asleep.
Squire,
It's really hard to focus.
Ready,
and
sir.
talk and play and do everything at the same time. It really asks an interesting question about how do the people
Here
on
we
Twitch
go.
that are smoking the dope, as it's called, how do they keep anything straight in their head? All there.
Yo ho ho! Walk the plank!
Well, I know the answer to that is that they don't. They sit there and just go silent, or just laugh, or they just respond to the chat. It's really easy to respond to the chat.
We
Ooh,
must
let's
cleanse
talk
the
about
sun
this.
well.
Let me just put down that thing, and let's talk straight from my head. So, I've been watching Sunday, Craner, and Captain Sparkles, all Minecraft people. do
Here we
this
go.
series called Trollcraft, which is the idea that Trollcraft is that you
Walk the plank.
try to troll the other two players. So Captain Sparkles trolls Craner and Sunday. And of the three,
Symphony of
Craner
terror
is
begins.
this, I think he's only like 20-year-old, 20, not exactly 20, 22, something like that. He's kind of young. He's got a funny voice. I think he may be Danish or Dutch or something. It doesn't sound like he's totally a native English speaker, as it is. So here I've got two weapons. Let's see. Play it because it has a battle cry.
A tango?
So, I'm about to lose here. So they've been doing this series called Trollcraft. So Captain
You hear its
Sparkles
call?
does his next troll, which is to take effectively a large amount of his
Well
a
played.
large amount of Craner's items and puts them in a chest with TNT around it, and he's set up this elaborate obsidian quiz pathway where if he answers wrong on these crazy questions that you're almost certainly going to answer wrong, that it would then light up the TNT and blow up the chest. Now, of course, he didn't actually have the items in that chest. It was all a bluff. And to be fair, Captain Sparkles did
The light shall bring
not
victory.
put him in adventure
Watch
mode, which is what
your back.
he kind of needed to do, but forcing the other player to play along on Trollcraft is not actually necessary, because the whole idea is to get good footage before anything else. And Craner just totally dropped the ball. Like, even before he did the major mistake, he dropped the ball by predicting what was going to happen, which was that the items were hidden in a secret chest. They're using secret chests a lot in Trollcraft, and it's getting repetitive.
I must
But-
consider.
But the only solution there would have been for them to be actually nastier to each other.
Fish like lover.
And if they had done that, then Captain Sparkles would have actually destroyed his items, and that would have been even worse. So, Craner first drops the ball by predicting what was there, when I'm sure all of them know that they're not actually gonna do something like that, and it is getting stale even at that. They're not gonna do something super nasty to each other. It's trolling, it's not bullying, if that makes any difference. Although, in a lot of ways,
I wonder.
bullying and trolling is really in the eye of the beholder. In the real world. So he drops the ball then, and then so the first part of it is Craner has to go to a faraway place. He goes to this faraway place. I'm not sure Craner isn't actually cheating and teleporting him to places every time he cuts, but it doesn't even really matter. And what's really weird here is Craner has been skyrocketing. He's almost up to 2 million subscribers. He's been pushing that really hard. And he's gonna probably just destroy his channel in the next 6 months to a year, because he's just not dealing with it the right way. Because he, well, let's just get to what he did, and then we'll get to what he responded as what he did. So he went to this faraway place.
Here
There
we
was
go.
elevator blocks that aren't in regular Minecraft, where you crouch down and you go downward and you jump up and you go upward. And he was supposed to go down the elevator blocks and through several of them to go to the underground quiz. And instead of doing that, he just jumped. He dug around the elevator blocks and broke the elevator blocks and went down. So that put him outside of the room where he was supposed to be, which then allowed him to immediately go to the chest and see that his items weren't actually in the chest next to TNT. So he did nothing there. And it might have been a little bit more forgivable.
Here we go.
As far as he's not playing along at all. If he had said, well, let's play along here, even though we know the items are missing. But he didn't bother to do that either. He destroyed the creation of Captain Sparkles, so he didn't have to answer any of the questions. He didn't even bother trying to read or answer any of the questions. So all of Captain Sparkle's effort there is just totally wasted. By not playing
Here
along,
we go.
by not being in the mood of the series, he's ruined another YouTuber's creator's effort. And even in the recording, he's like, well, I hope people aren't upset with me. I hope that they don't feel bad. And he's giving a lot of excuses, which it's like, you should just not put around. He probably shouldn't have put the video up even in the first place, if that wasn't the case. He could have, if you made a mistake like that, not put the video up and ask Captain Sparkles to reset it,
Want a deal?
or to help him reset it, then that would have also fixed the issue.
Some respect.
Here
Because
we go.
then it could have just been an internal issue. He's like, well, I screwed up, I'm sorry, let's try this again, and I don't want to mess up your content. But he didn't. He put it up. And I think one of the third things that he's not getting, and that people might have been upset with that video too, is it was only like 16 minutes long. It was a short episode. Because he didn't make any good content there or do anything, he's been expanding, saying, I'm going to do this every day now because people are loving this and people are liking this. So it is also kind of this hurricane. He's got more people watching his videos than ever before. He's got more people liking his videos because he's begging for likes than ever before. And all of a sudden, when he does something that's not good content, which is originally the whole problem, who cares about the game? It is the fact that he made bad content that is the issue. He made boring content, short content, and he didn't stay in the lines of what was expected here. So a lot of people didn't like that. A lot of downvotes. I'm sure there was tons of troll comments. There always are in YouTube. And being this 22-year-old kid that's kind of emotional, he took it really, really badly and took down the video. Which, again, is just a mistake, because now you've irritated the other half of your audience because they didn't get to see the video, and all they now know is that for some reason they've been punished to not see it. However, he then compounded. I mean, he is just hitting every single tick mark on how to self-destruct on YouTube. It's almost as if he has not been paying attention and hasn't seen anybody else self-destruct on YouTube, because he then compounds it and puts up a vlog video
Here we
about how talking about how there's just too much hate on his videos, and if he keeps getting these hates on all his videos, he's just gonna stop trollcraft. So, alright, so now he's threatening to not make the content that people want to do this. At this point, a sane person, I'll stay for the drama, I suppose, but a normal person who doesn't want drama in their life, they should just unsubscribe from Craner. He's now threatening his audience, be nice, or I'm gonna take away the content you want to see.
Let's show
so
our guests
who wants to support that? So that's kind of where, and he's also complaining that people downvote when he wins on Lucky Blocks against Sunday, because Sunday's a much bigger popular thing. The truth of it is just though that more popular YouTubers
Here we
are
go.
they're gonna want to see him to win, particularly Minecraft YouTubers, which is a lot of little kids. Who's to say of his 2 million, how many of those are actually just underage kids? Probably a lot. Probably close to 1 million of his 2 million subscribers are kids. And so I could totally see them downvoting and thumbs upping. It also gets to this whole point that Craner is also kind of stupid. Because how many times have you heard me say on YouTube, and this isn't just me saying it, this is direct from YouTube. A thumbs up, a thumbs down, as far as what YouTube says, mean the same thing. It's engagement, as far as they care. So if you get 1,000 thumbs down, that's good for your video. That means your video will be suggested to more people, so more people can hate watch it, so more people can thumbs down it. The Infinite Warfare trailer, the Ghostbusters movie trailer, all those thumbs down only helped those videos. That's all it did. Every comment that's negative is another comment of engagement. Why do you think I keep the Kerbal Space Program videos up? Why do you think those videos that I would certainly kind of love to see disappear into the sands of time?
Drink with me, friend.
Why do I keep them up? Because they have comments on them, because people have thumbs down it, because it gives me more engagement and suggests the videos to it. And if people watch one of my videos, well, then they're in the system to watch some of my other videos. They will get suggested my other videos at the end of the day. So it's ridiculous to take down the video or make it private. Either way, it's ridiculous to take it down. It's ridiculous to be upset about that. Like, the only thing as a YouTuber for me where I would start to be upset is if people start trying to dox me or make actual threats against me, or that's pretty much it. Yeah, financial or physical threats against me is pretty much it. If somebody wants to say I suck, I agree. I do suck a lot of the times. So, if somebody wants to say nasty things in there, I mean, I might flag a thing for abuse, but if I'm getting 1,000 comments and they're all abusive, I probably wouldn't even bother to do that. I would let somebody else do it. Right now, I get so few comments that I could probably and do flag things for spam and abuse, but if I was getting thousands of it, I'd be like, well, forget it. I'll just leave them. I'll take those comments and let people call me whatever they want there. So Craner is young and he's emotional and he's imploding, and I really couldn't get my finger on it, but I imagine there was something going on, whether it was just a low blood sugar moment in that episode, because he, from the word go, was making bad content and bad decisions in that episode that he hasn't been doing. And what's crazy is he starts every recording, he's like, "What's up, my crazy family?" I think he actually believes it, and that's the problem. He's thinking that all the people that subscribe to him are his friends and his family, and he must have a really good connection with his friends and family, because he's not dealing with criticism, he's not dealing with tiny little thumbs downs. That's all it is. I guess you'll do better as a YouTuber if you have some thicker skin. And he needs some thicker skin quick. But I think it may already be too late. This may be the beginning of Craner just totally imploding, which is going to kind of suck, because then that means Sunday needs somebody to play Lucky Blocks with if Craner just gets off Minecraft. We've seen a lot of Minecrafters kind of implode. OMG Chad is kind of imploded. Ariel or Aurelian, Aurelian has kind of imploded. It's not particularly just because Minecraft is old and boring. It's because all these people are so young. They can't handle the criticism, and that's not gonna work on YouTube. Anyways, we've been going 37 minutes, and surprisingly I still have stuff to talk about because I started on that, which it's a real good lesson to learn from. If you're going to be a Minecrafter, I think probably if you're under 18, you should not try to build a Minecraft channel at all that's public. Maybe make a bunch of videos for your own personal use, but not make it public, because you're just going to be young and emotional there. But you also have to be very thick-skinned, very tough. If the bullies at your school are calling you names and it's hurting your feelings and you're going home and crying, it's only going to be a million times worse on YouTube once you have the internet. Once everybody on the world can do that, it's only going to get worse. Anyways, that's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps out. If you want to support me further, go to my main YouTube page. On the right there's a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.